Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to discuss Aphex Twin's Richard D. James album. This is sort of like a landmark release for both electronic music overall and especially a landmark release as far as the whole IDM movement was going at this point. This record is really deserving of that title. There isn't a bad song on here. The cool thing about this record is, of course, because I'm in Canada, I got the US Canadian version that at the time I didn't know, but it included the Girl Boy EP that had, for example, the track Milkman on it. And I was like, oh my God, Aphex Twin, he's amazing. Every song on here was great. And then I found out about this thing called the Girl Boy EP. And I was like, oh, I have to track this thing down. And that was incredibly difficult to find. And I looked for it, kept searching and hunting and searching. And eventually I came across it. I didn't think to check the tracks. I scooped it up. I didn't really pay that much. I got it used at a record store in Oshawa. And I think I paid like the better part of 20 bucks for it. And I scooped it up, got home, put it on, and I was like, oh, Milkman's on here. That's cool. And then I was like, wait, I kind of know this song too. And I was like, wait a second, hang on. I know the third song too. And I'm like, wait, hang on, if this is Beatles, I'm like, oh fuck, this is Beatles. Sure enough, I grabbed the Richard the RDJ album, and the American, or the Western version, sorry, had the Girl Boy EP included on it. So it's cool and everything that I have a physical copy of the Girl Boy EP that, oddly enough, on the cover is his brother who passed away, who has it's the grave of RDJ's brother, who has the exact same name, Richard D. James, and who is apparently buried somewhere in Canada. I had no idea. I thought it was just really clever. Like, it was a really clever, like a cover. Like he was somewhere in a graveyard with somebody or other, and he found a grave that happened to share his name. Because I've actually come across a grave, I think I was in Newcastle, that has my name on it. So I was like, oh yeah, look at that, I'm dead. And so that's what I always just sort of associated with. But actually, the grave is of his dead brother, who has the exact same name as him, or he has the exact same name as his deceased brother, who, I said again, apparently died in Canada. So that was a little disappointing, but once you get by that, you know, the record is flawless with tracks like Finger Bib, Milkman's on here, Beatles is on here. What else is on here that I absolutely love? Yeah, oh, Yellow Calx. Assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly, I absolutely love Yellow Calx. This record, it's sort of like I said, it's one of those like seminal electronic records that like the whole world paid attention to. This was in a lot of ways the record that put Warp Records, the label that released the album, on the map. And deservedly so again. Warp was releasing so much amazing electronic music that was clearly ahead of its time. And then they dropped this record in, I believe, 1997. And it changed the landscape of music, or electronic music, sorry, pretty much forever. Richard D. James is a force to be reckoned with, and this record is a shining example of just how towering of a talent he is. I mean, I've gotten to the point now with 4, I can't really listen to that song anymore. It's entered into like System of a Down territory. I'm done. I just can't hear that song anymore. I still think it's great and everything, but I've listened to it so much over the years that I can't do it anymore. But yeah, so I think my phone's gonna die, so I'm gonna leave it there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes while I discussed the Richard D. James album from Aphex Twin, released on Warp Records, I believe back in 1997. If you like this review, like always, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. You guys are amazing. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.